Hello there! Are you as excited for the Clone Wars as I am? Great, let's talk about it! I'm excited! Woo! With that said, let's jump into my worries, my hopes, my fears for the next season of the Clone Wars. I am so excited. I absolutely love the Clone Wars TV show. It is one of my absolute favorite shows of all time. So I was delighted, as any Star Wars fan was, when I heard that they were going to be continuing it and that they announced that. I do have some worries for the season, along with some mixed feelings, but definitely a lot of things that I'm excited for. I'm going to start with stuff I'm worried about. So, in terms of my worries, I think my biggest one is probably Squad 99. They seem like a wild card. They could either be really entertaining or really annoying, and I feel like that they're kind of on that teeter-totter of balance for me, so I am a bit concerned. Also, just due to the fact that these are just totally new characters that they're introducing in, and that is something I am kind of, worried about in general, is that they might be trying to introduce too many characters, but at the same time, I always have to remind myself they've introduced plenty of characters in seasons past, and it always seemed to fit in with the story most of the time, and it was always really entertaining, and I was always glad that they added in those characters. So I could end up loving Squad 99. It's just from the trailers, they seem more like caricatures and not so much actual characters like the clones are. But again, that's just from the trailers. I think they are supposed to be a bit more over-exaggerated in design. So I think that it might work, it might not, but I am a little worried about them. I am also worried about filler episodes, because Clone Wars, as much as I love and adore the show, it has an issue with sometimes there just being a bunch of filler episodes in a season that really didn't help the show out for, I'd say, probably its first few seasons for me. It was kind of hard to sit through some of the seasons just because you'd have some really great episodes, and then it would just be a string of just filler episodes that don't really do anything and are just kind of bland and boring. And then you get back into the awesome episodes by the end of the season. And so I'm hoping that doesn't happen. I would be a little bit more surprised if it happens this time around, considering this is the final season, and Dave Filoni seemed really, really passionate, like he wanted to finish the story. So I don't really think it's going to be a huge issue. Moving on to my mixed feelings, I'm a bit mixed on Ahsoka returning to join the Republic to fight. Now, let me clarify. I am not against Ahsoka returning for this season. I guess I'm just a little surprised that she is going back to the Republic to fight, just because she seemed like she needed to sort things out on her own, as she said in season 6. And for me, I'm just kind of curious as to how that'll look, I guess. It's one of those things where I'm both looking forward to it, but I'm also a little apprehensive, because I love the way that her character arc has kind of been designed. When you go from Ahsoka in Clone Wars to Ahsoka in Rebels, it makes perfect sense how she ends up where she is. But at the same time, I wouldn't mind, and I'd actually really enjoy seeing how she became that character that we met in Rebels. So this could be a good thing, and I'm going on to basically what I'm excited for. I am super excited for Ahsoka's story to conclude. She is probably the standout character of the Clone Wars for me, because obviously, Anakin and Obi-Wan and Yoda and all Mace Windu and all those legendary characters were obviously very well portrayed and very lovingly portrayed, and in my opinion improved from the Clone Wars show. But I think Ahsoka is really the character that makes the show. She was the character I connected the most with. She was the character that got the most focus. She was the character that got the most development. And I'm excited to see how her story concludes, how she's able to confront, things of her past, how she's able to work with Anakin and the others without being a Jedi anymore. I'm just really interested to see that, because she's such an awesome character. I'm also really happy and excited to see Anakin's further descent down the dark side. Obviously, he becomes Darth Vader, so I would like to see him, start to display those dark side tendencies that we saw throughout the other seasons, and just see how it has developed for him. And they haven't really shown much of Anakin in the trailer, so I'm actually really excited. I think that there's something special that we're going to see there. Also, Darth Maul's returning, and not only is he returning, but he's being motion captured by the guy who played him in The Phantom Menace. And that's super exciting. I love both the voice actor who portrays Maul, and I also love the original actor, just the way he moved and the way he fought. Oh, it was just awesome in The Phantom Menace, and he was probably one of the huge highlights of that movie. So I'm more than happy and excited to see him, get into the season and come back. And I'm excited just to see how he interacts with Obi-Wan, how he interacts with Ahsoka, how he interacts with Anakin. I'm excited just to see Darth Maul. More Darth Maul is always a good thing for me. Most of all, I just want to see the stories and the arcs conclude. There's a lot of things that the 6th season did really well, but being a conclusion to the whole series, it wasn't. Kind of same with season 5. They both still felt like they had more to talk about, more to say. Whether it was the clones, whether it was Ahsoka, whether it was Obi-Wan, whether it was Anakin. It never felt like it was final, so I'm really, really happy that we actually get to see the story conclude. And as always, more Star Wars just makes me happy. I'm just a really happy, really enthusiastic fan, and I can't wait to watch the show. It's gonna be amazing. As always, guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to always take the high ground. Be sure to comment, like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And as always, this is Cody. I'll see you guys next time.